For over 1,000 days, Imperial Beach was closed to the public due to contaminated waters as a direct result from the sewage pumping out of the Tijuana estuary. Locals of IB and other San Diego beaches have been protesting for years to save California coastlines from the pollution. The Tijuana estuary stretches across the U.S.-Mexico border where untreated wastewater and storm water runoff flows directly into the Pacific Ocean. With limited funding and outdated treatment plants, the river crisis has been an ongoing pollution issue for decades. The Tijuana estuary crisis is a multifaceted issue that intersects environmental health, public health, and social justice. Polluted water flowing north across the border has spread sewage, industrial waste, and runoff into the Tijuana estuary and along the San Diego coast, spreading harmful pathogens and other hazardous chemicals. Sea spray aerosol can transfer sewage-associated bacteria and chemicals from contaminated surf into coastal air, potentially exposing communities away from the shoreline. For the communities living along the border, the Tijuana River crisis is not an abstract environmental issue. It's a public health reality. Immigrant, low-income, or marginalized communities often live closer to impacted areas, have less access to healthcare, and suffer from accumulation of stressors. It is up to both the U.S. government and Mexico government to work together to effectively resolve this issue. Along both sides, those who live closest to the pollution seem to have the least power to change it. In South San Diego and Western Tijuana, residents endure beach closures, foul odors, and contaminated air while lacking the political influence and resources to demand action. With a combination of environmentalists, local citizens, and city leaders, communities are working tirelessly to propose solutions to clean up our coastline and ultimately end the sewage spills once and for all. They frame the crisis as both an environmental and human rights issue, demanding access to clean water, safe recreation, and a healthy ecosystem for all residents. While decades of binational efforts have mitigated some contamination, recent studies emphasize that lasting change depends on green infrastructure, cross-border collaboration, community engagement, and justice-centered policy reforms. With community at its core, the Tijuana estuary crisis is a testimony of what transboundary environmental injustice looks like. Through beach cleanups, education, and volunteer programs, the residents of these border communities are taking mass efforts in protecting their home. But in order for these community efforts to truly win, effective policy must happen. Local governments play a critical role in regulation and enforcement. This is where I aim to see how government action unfolds. As part of my case study, I aim to undertake a photographic study of the Tijuana estuary and document not only the environmental impacts, but the social and political impacts as well. The intention behind this study is to bridge the gap between data-driven research and human experience using imagery to shed light on the environmental injustices. Photography will act as both a form of data collection and communication, documenting the patterns of pollution and recovery, and deliver a visual narrative that reflects the community and their efforts. The project will employ a qualitative research design using photographic observation over a 12-month period. Data collection will occur through field visits to the Tijuana River National Estuarine Research Reserve in Imperial Beach, California. The 5 observation sites I will represent to the project include the river mouth, the main wetland channel, the estuary trails area, the Border Fields State Park area, and the Imperial Beach shoreline. Each site will be visited quarterly to capture seasonal variations such as winter storms, spring recovery, summer drought, and fall transition, and visits will also be intentionally planned after major weather events such as heavy rainfall to assess storm-related runoff effects. I will then collect photographic documentation, take field notes, and develop contextual data with each visit. The outcomes of this project will extend beyond documentation. Ultimately, this photographic study aims to transform observation into insight and insight into action. Reflecting on this course and the MESH program as a whole, the Tijuana River crisis serves as a clear example of how engineering, sustainability, and health intersect in the real world. Throughout my research, I have come to understand that environmental challenges do not come alone. They are also social, political, and ethical. What began as a byproduct of rapid urbanization and economic globalization has evolved into a multifaceted crisis that bridges engineering failure, ecological degradation, and public health inequity.